Hello friends, my name is Taylor Labreche and I run Riverhouse Games. Welcome to the first video on the Riverhouse Games YouTube channel. I'd like to take this video as a chance to just say hello to everyone who might be jumping in. I'm still not entirely sure exactly how to run YouTube or even what any of this stuff really does. We're just going to jump into it. We're going to go head first, lean in. We're going to make some magic happen. First of all, I'd like to take a moment to just thank a friend of mine and an inspiration in the indie RPG scene, Brandon Gambetta, who encouraged folks to jump onto YouTube to really, build this space. I know YouTube has a lot of problems. As a queer creator, I am not unaware of the fact that YouTube is not the most friendly home for queer content creators on the internet. But we are just going to jump into it. We are going to run into some TTRPG hustle, as Brandon likes to call it. So thank you, Brandon, for pushing folks to jump into this space. I also want to give another shout out to Kira McGran, who has been just absolutely killing it with short form videos on all sorts of indie RPG content stuff. So check out Brandon, check out Kira. I will have both of those links down in the video description here. So let's take a moment and talk about Riverhouse Games. There's a lot that happens under the Riverhouse banner. So not only do we have podcasts, we have games, we also have a website here. So let's talk about some podcasts. When you jump into Riverhouse Games, you will find Game Closet, which is a show that I run. It's an informal chat show with all sorts of awesome queer and LGBT plus tabletop creators. It's a great way to sit down, have a chat with folks, listen, learn about all their projects. We're going to just dive in and see all the amazing work that the queer folks in this space are doing. Next up, you can also find From the Jackals to the Shepherds, which is a weekly The Quiet Year podcast. We're going to tell a story using some poetry, all sorts of really awesome music, and just see how that story changes as the community changes throughout the year. I change throughout the year. We also have Apple Bottom V, a podcast loosely based on the Minnesota Vikings, which is a American football podcast that my friend Dan and I make. It's silly, it's fun. We're just going to have all sorts of just shitposty joy talking about American football, my guilty pleasure. It's done now, but The Leviathan Files was a D20 Mass Effect actual play podcast. That was my first step in the door making podcasts. It's still up. You can still go listen to it. It is finished. Next up, we're going to talk about games. So I write and design tabletop role-playing games. You can find my games at riverhousegames.itch.io. I also have games up on Drive-Thru RPG, and there are some big ones that are going to be coming out this year that I would really love to talk about. The first is 13 Demon Princes, which is a LARP of Hell's favorite dating show. That's right, it's like if The Bachelor met Dante's Inferno. I am also working on a game called Descent into Midnight with my friends Rich Howard and Richard Kreutz-Landry. Descent into Midnight is a Powered by the Apocalypse game that seeks to explore the depths of the sentient mind. It's an underwater world of weird alien creatures, and it really explores how we protect our community, how we protect our friends, and how do we protect each other in a world of ecological corruption. So that's really cool. Look out for that. You can find more information on Descent into Midnight at descentintomidnight.com. Aside from those two, like I said, I have a bunch of small games up on itch.io. These are really small, kind of tiny contained stories, and I'll have a video in the future about why I love tiny role-playing games, especially now that tabletop role-playing game jams are becoming such a big thing in the hobby. And again, I'll have another video on why I love jams so much. You can also find my website at riverhousegames.com. The thing that I'm the most proud of about the website riverhousegames.com is a semi-curated list of queer and LGBT plus tabletop resources. So these are articles, games, communities, videos that I've found through my few years of looking that have to deal with being queer, playing queer, designing queer. It is by no means a comprehensive list. I am always looking for more things to add on it. So if you do see something that's not listed there, please let me know. So let's talk about what I want to do with YouTube. My goal with this channel is to make a bunch of small videos, tiny little contained ideas that you can watch at your leisure. I know a lot of people really love podcasts. I do too. All the shows that my friends are making are just really amazing. Right now there's a lot of games, actual plays, big, huge, multi-hour long videos. What there isn't a lot of is small, little, tiny, fun videos on just kind of anything. And I think Kira does a really awesome job at making those small and contained videos. And that's really what I want to cover, tight topics. I also really want to highlight all of the amazing game jams that are out there. So itch.io is a really, exploding scene for the role-playing game community. And there's all sorts of amazing game jams and events that you can participate in. I would love to just go through, take a look at some of the games that people have thrown together for these themes and give them a few reviews. I think it's a really great way to spotlight all the amazing stuff that people are putting into this jam community. Next up, I want to talk about how you can make games. Yes, that's right. My favorite part about role-playing games is that anyone can make them. I know that it seems difficult to get into. It seems like a hobby that, you look at these big hardcover books and you say, I'm just one person. I don't have a budget to, hire artists or layout. I want to find ways to make game design more accessible to folks getting into the hobby. So whether that's things like sharing layout tricks of finding templates, or if that's sourcing Unsplash for free pictures that are high resolution that you can use for your games, or just even spotlighting tips, tools, tricks for writing and designing. All of these are things that I want to talk about and highlight to say that, if you have an idea, which I'm sure that you do, you can make that happen, and I want to play your game. I also want to do something called Listen, Play, Review, where we can talk about a podcast, play a game, and then leave a review for those podcasts and games. Together, we can bring those reviews to those people and get them kind of up the chart in that SEO world. Well, this is getting us to the end of this video, so let's talk about how you can support Riverhouse Games. Obviously, the first one is we're gonna run into that YouTube cliche: like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell. You'll get notifications as soon as I hit 100 subscribers. I can get my own custom YouTube URL. We're gonna hit 1,000 and then I'll get like affiliate or something. This is never going to be a way to directly put money in my pocket, but we're going to use it to promote, fuel, come together, galvanize, energize, all of this stuff. I'm also going to plug my Patreon, which is patreon.com/riverhousegames. There you can set a small monthly donation to get early access to videos, games, podcasts, you name it. Patreon subscribers will also get access to our Discord, which is tinyurl.com/rhgchat. And then, just like we're going to do for other folks, please listen, play, review any Riverhouse Games content, whether that's podcasts, games, these videos. And then finally, make your own videos. Make your own games, make your own podcasts. All of the tools that I'll be talking about in our videos, I want you to take that, make something out of it, share in the community, become engaged, make your own stuff. And with all that said and done, we are reaching the end of this first video. So I really hope you enjoyed it. This is not what every single video is going to look like in the future, but there's no better time to start than right now. All right, and then I'll do this as fast as I can. Let's talk about websites, riverhousegames.com. Let's talk about Patreon, patreon.com/riverhousegames. Let's talk about games, riverhousegames.itch.io. Let's talk about podcasts. It's Game Closet on YouTube. Finally, let's talk about Twitter. I am at Leviathan Files, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, and always remember to share and enjoy. We're going to jump into it, and without further ado, I'm going to cut that. That's great. Without further ado, not a good...